Leo is also a licensed auctioneer who has auctioned some of the greatest collections ever in the industry. You've dealt with the collector.
Correct.
I have a question for you. I haven't even asked you this.
Mm-hmm.
Your history as in the auction is you deal with the collector. You deal with the guy who either inherited coins or collected coins, which we all know they have this passion to their collection. It's very difficult to pull it away.
Yes.
Okay. What about the investor on the other side?
It's such a great question, and I can take you back a little bit further.
Oh, great.
Because there was a period of time when the investor was heavily touted by the numismatic industry. But the numismatic industry so often is more concerned about how much can I make rather than doing a great deal of volume.
Remind you of something?
Yes, it does.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it does.
That's
absolutely.
Right.
It's exactly what's going on today. But the investor turned away from the coin market because they found out that they were being charged 40, 45, and 50% commissions on their purchases of coins through the financial industry.
They were telling the great story of coins.
Right, because it is a great story.
As wholesalers, we know, we've seen the movement.
Right.
Okay, we've bought coins from people in the 70s and 80s that have doubled, tripled, quadrupled up when they purchased the right coins.
Right.
And we see it in graphs that CT Group has done, which you'll see on our website soon, if they're not there now. But these sales and marketing companies, and it's been going on for a long time, has really put a very negative perception on our industry.
Yes, and our industry did not help itself when as soon as that bubble, if you will, burst, and those investors were finding out what their coins were really worth.
And you know that
I know that
because you saw more of them than I have.
And I saw what was going on in the industry. And it's like, how can you do this? How can these people ever make money at these types of levels? And so what is different today, what CT Group is doing differently is educating the people first and foremost. I can tell you, when I saw the university online,
I love the university.
I knew that this wasn't just another stab at trying to do something, but this is the beginning of a groundswell that is going to sweep across the investment community. And it doesn't make any difference if somebody's buying bullion or semi-numismatic, pre-33 gold, whether they're buying rarities, whatever, as long as they're getting the material at a fair price. That's the first step. And educating them to know what is a fair price.
That you're right, because, and I believe that, and I know that you and I have a very strong connection in our beliefs, and that's one of the reasons it makes us a very good team. And
hey, there we go,
Tracy. How are you again? I think Tracy needs to be on the show one day because
she wants to be here.
She's pissed.
Yes, she's in the room with us.
But anyways, we believe that really what I saw. I got angry.
Mm-hmm.
I got angry at our industry.
And we've had conversations about that. And
at one time, our industry empowered the sales and marketing companies. Okay, like they were almost the voice of our industry because they were the entry to the consumer. Mm-hmm. They created the demand, which then as a wholesaler, we wanted to go to the demand. So we empowered them.
Yes.
Okay, which I lived through that. You and I have talked a great depth about that, and if you think back of how long it's been going on, and as you will know, a voice goes to a voice to a voice, or a voice goes to an ear, that the message spreads when they say, "Oh, I think I'm interested in tangible assets and possibly semi-key data, rare coins that are doing well." All of a sudden, it's like, nope, I've been ripped off.
Right.
Oh, I've got a bad story for you.
Yes.
And you have seen a lot of that being in the auction business, going out and getting consignments from people, realizing when people think they have something, that very uncomfortable feeling that you get because these sales and marketing companies only do one thing. They market and they sell. They don't buy. Most of them don't even have coin dealers on staff.
Right. Okay,
they have agents who help them sell, write scripts. And they've drank the Kool-Aid. So they think they have something, and now here comes Todd or here comes Leo, who are experts in the business, and we have to say very gently, because it's a science. I'm sorry, you've been misled or you've purchased the wrong products.
Right.
You made the right decision coming into the space. You made the wrong decision in the company you dealt with. Whatever, however you say it.
And a perfect example of that is the number of people that I've spoken with who bought gold investments when gold was $900 an ounce. And when gold got to $1,500, $1,600, $1,700 an ounce, they're thinking in terms, okay, I've done pretty well. They come in to find out what the material's worth, and it's worth less than they paid for it.
Yes.
They go, how is that possible? Because of that greed factor that's out there. And this actually has a transition into another area of the marketplace that I think is very important for the consumer to understand.
And let us know what that is.
Just as that pendulum has swung from let's buy coins over to here, like, oh, stay away from coins, perfect time to get involved. At that same time, the dealer community lost so much trust that when it came time for people to sell their coins, they thought, well, I can't trust a dealer. I'm going to have to go to auction. And auctions have a proper role, but that pendulum has swung far too far. Everybody thinks the only way to get top dollar for coins anymore is to go to one of the major auction houses. And that's not true any longer.
And let me tell you something. It works on both sides, because if you're a consumer that's scared to buy from somebody, they feel that they can do it on their own. They feel that they're in a competitive arena and auctions.
Mm-hmm.
So they go in there by themselves and they read the story or the script of the catalog, and they go in there and they try to buy coins through auctions themselves as well. And you can see out of this part, because I don't want to lead you to a place that you feel uncomfortable, but my personal opinion is that auctions are an option, but you should always weigh out all your options and realize that most of the coins purchased in auctions are purchased from coin dealers, and there's a reason for that. And it's not because the coin dealer is losing money. It's either because he's getting a really good buying opportunity, something falls through the cracks. The one thing that really bothers me about auctions, and you don't have to respond on this, I'll just make a statement, is the auction houses has felt so powerful that they have convinced the consumer to put in their coins unreserved. And they almost force them through their contractual agreements to say, basically, look, if you don't put them in unreserved, we're not going to take your product, and we're the only place to sell your product. So the consumer feels like his options are being squeezed out. And I don't believe in that concept. I believe the auction house should put some sort of floor to the consumer to say, look, here's a 10% even minus low wholesale value on your coins. We're going to reserve them for that because we want to make sure that nothing falls through the cracks. And then in the hopes, because of our market value and the value of our company, we're going to try to get more. Okay? And I think that the format should be that, because it's just, the goal is to have a win-win on both sides. And that, to me, could be a win-win. Now, auction houses may not want to do it because they don't want the risk. Because we'll say, well, look at Mr. Griffiths. We're not in the buying inventory business. We're in the auction business. But, the changes have to be made there. And you and I are going to be working on some changes. And I have a lot more stories I want to talk to you. I want to hear you. I've been talking so much. I'm just fired up today, man. I'll tell you, I just love people making a voice. I love movement. And we need change. And we have change at CT Group with Leo Frazee on board. I'll tell you that right now, folks. Wow, this is huge for us. And I've been